This is the story of Georgia, a retired greyhound who went from being just another forgotten number in the racing industry to becoming the very heartbeat of a small family in Perth, Western Australia. Georgia's life started like so many other greyhounds, fast, demanding, and heartbreakingly short. By the time she was only 3, her legs couldn't keep up anymore, and that meant she was no longer valuable. In that world, slowing down meant being discarded. She wasn't seen as a pet, not even as a dog. Under the law, she was considered livestock, a body in a kennel, waiting to be replaced. But fate had other plans for Georgia. Jess and her husband had a 5-year-old daughter, a little girl who had been begging for a dog because all her friends had puppies. But Jess and her husband didn't want just a cute puppy to play with. They wanted to rescue. They wanted to give a second chance to a dog who had never known love. And that's how Georgia came home. That first day was rough. Georgia was completely shut down. When Jess turned on the television, she bolted in terror, as if the screen itself was a threat. The clatter of dishes in the kitchen made her tremble. Even the sound of footsteps across the floor made her heart race. Years of confinement and racing had taught her only fear, but the family had something stronger: patience. Jess's little girl, gentle and full of love, would sit on the floor for hours reading stories to this trembling dog. Slowly, Georgia inched closer, one paw forward, a tilt of the head, and then one day she lay down right beside the little girl. Before long, they were curled up on the same bed together, hearts beating in rhythm, 2 souls healing each other without even realizing it. Two years later, Georgia was no longer that frightened dog who didn't know how to play. Her true personality began to shine. Jess remembers the first time she let Georgia off leash at the beach. Her heart nearly stopped. Georgia ran and ran, her long, graceful body stretching into the wind, no kennel walls, no lure dragging across the track. And when she finally turned back, sprinting straight toward her family, Jess's eyes filled with tears. That wasn't just running. That was freedom. At home, Georgia discovered new joys. She fell in love with the piano. Every time the little girl practiced, Georgia would sing along, her soft voice echoing through the house. For a dog who once never dared to make a sound, now she had found her voice, and sometimes, Jess laughs, she uses it a little too much. Music. Life with Georgia wasn't always easy. That first year came with terrible separation anxiety. On the home cameras, Jess could see her crying whenever they left. But over time, Georgia learned. She learned her family would always come back. She learned to trust. She still has her fears. The clatter of a skateboard, the metallic screech of a train, it all makes her flinch. Reminders of the lure racing past on the track. But every day she grows braver, little by little, learning that the world isn't out to hurt her. And through it all, the bond between Georgia and the little girl only grew stronger. Every morning, Georgia looks for her first. At school pickups, she waits eagerly, scanning the crowd until her smallest human appears. And at home, she stays close, her long head resting in a lap, her lanky legs folding awkwardly as she tries to curl herself into the world's biggest lapdog. All she wants is to be loved, to be close, to belong. Greyhound racing in Australia is still growing, and with it, hundreds of dogs like Georgia are being left behind. They're waiting for homes, waiting for someone to see them as more than just numbers. Now, Jess's daughter spends her weekends at local markets, handing out flyers, talking to people about greyhounds not as commodities, but as companions. She's only a child, but she already understands what it means to speak up for those who can't. Georgia has taught them all something. Freedom isn't just about running fast, it's about running on your own terms. Love isn't just about cuddles and play, it's about patience, trust, and showing up every single day. Today, Georgia is no longer a racing dog locked away in a cage. She is a little girl's best friend. She is family. And most of all, she is living proof of a simple truth. Sometimes, the very dogs no one else wants are the ones who give us the most love. If Georgia's story touched your heart, maybe it's time to think about adoption. Don't look for perfect on the outside. Look for love and connection. Because sometimes, the dog you rescue from a painful past ends up being the one who rescues you, filling your days with joy and meaning. And if you believe stories like this deserve to be shared, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a reminder of the healing power of love. Every share helps spread these stories further and maybe, just maybe, opens the door to a forever home for another dog still out there waiting.